K98 Talk is expanding its lineup for 2015. This means we're expanding our advertising base. Whether you're a startup trying to push through to the next level or an established business trying to supplement your advertising budget, web-based advertising is a solid investment. Thanks to Talk's newest partnership with TuneIn Radio and instant access to our sister station, K98 FM, we give you worldwide access at a reasonable cost. Interested parties should email us at advertise@k98talk.org. The leader in talk radio on the Internet, right here on K98 Talk and the Spark Radio Network. K98 Talk is expanding its lineup for 2015. This means we're expanding our advertising base. Whether you're a startup trying to push through to the next level or an established business trying to supplement your advertising budget, web-based advertising is a solid investment. Thanks to Talk's newest partnership with TuneIn Radio and instant access to our sister station, K98 FM, we give you worldwide access at a reasonable cost. Interested parties should email us at advertise@k98talk.org. The leader in talk radio on the Internet, right here on K98 Talk and the Spark Radio Network. Happy Holidays is a special time with family and friends, sharing the many blessings we have during the fall season. We here at K98 Talk and the Spark Radio Network would like to say thank you for listening this year. So from our family to yours, have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. And please keep listening to K98 Talk and the Spark.
Can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
It got up to like $68,000. My heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
Welcome to Opinion Nation.
And we stand today on the edge of a new frontier.
There is nothing wrong with America that cannot be cured by what is right with America.
What makes us Americans is our shared commitment to an ideal that all of us are created equal.
I, too, am America.
Now here's your host, Bryce Robbins.
By the time I'm Rick's age, I will need that coffee. But until then, I am young, liberal, and ready to go. So, the first couple things I want to talk about, I'm going to lay out what I'm going to talk about, is, well, one, it's good to be back. I haven't been here in a while. Different events, JSA, that program that I am now the president of our chapter, the biggest chapter, might I add, in the Mid-Atlantic State region. But I encourage you to all look up JSA, Junior Statesmen of America. But that program is starting up again, and it occupies me a couple times out of the year, so I might be in and out. But besides that, I'm going to be getting into some topics of the debates that I had there, and that's going to cover most of the show. But before that, I'm going to talk a little bit about Hillary, a little bit about Trump, and of course, Bernie. Could not talk about Bernie, but I wanted to reference something that Obama was talking about. Your crazy Uncle Harry. So, at the Robbins family dinner table on Thanksgiving, I am liberal, yes, but I am the most right-wing in my family, it would seem. And let that soak in for a little bit. Yes, I am the most right-wing. We were talking about the private sector, right? This is what my loving family talks about when we are at Thanksgiving. And I was talking about how private enterprise and the free market do things best. I talked about how we should build a wall in Mexico. But it seemed that I was the crazy Uncle Harry. I am not Harry, and I am not an uncle. But for whatever reason, that's how it came off. And I must say, it's interesting being the conservative one on the end. So I kind of had a moment where, like in the movies when the character, you see through their eyes and they look at their hands and they're like, what have I become? And I just was thinking, am I becoming Rick? Of course not. But like Rick says, the truth is somewhere in the middle. And I did a funny demonstration. Now, I hope people disagree with me and chat with me on Facebook or Twitter. But I took the person sitting next to me, I took their hand, right? And I laid it on the table. And I took my other hand and I used the fingers as like legs, and I walked over the hand. And I said, now we put up a wall. And I just kept walking into my hand. And I don't understand that whole side of the idea, we should not build a wall because why? The country needs borders. And Donald Trump says it best, countries need borders. But what Donald Trump does not say best, see how we're going to segue into that, reporters. specifically disabled reporters. And I'm going to play a clip. It's pretty short, but I want you to hear his voice. And then I want you to go look it up. Of course, after my show. But just listen.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
Oh my God. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. You cannot do that. Holy shit. He just made fun of a man who is literally... Go look up who the reporter was. I feel terrible. Every single Trump supporter should feel like shit for getting behind a man who is picking on somebody who is weaker than him. That is a bully. Mr. Trump, you are a bully. And, you know, there's a couple times where I said I would vote for you over Hillary, but I can't get behind a bully. We talked about in the last show, Rick was saying how, you know, he's been bullied, and I must say, you know, I've been on the tail end of bullying in my life, and that is unacceptable. And the leader of this country, you know, I'll call him Campaign Obama, not President Obama, but the campaign version of him, pre-08, pre-presidency Obama. That is an upstanding leader. You know, somebody who you can look at and revere, a Eisenhower, a Roosevelt. Those are men, you know, who are leaders. Trump is no leader. He is a gas mouth asshole who picks on people, preys on the weak, and makes a comment like, I'm going to play it again. Ridiculous.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy.
All right, so I'm going to pause right there. Now you got to see this guy, this poor guy. He lifts his arm, and he starts pushing his chin in. I'm kind of describing it. I really hope everyone looks this up. But let's just continue.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
He starts flailing his arm and stuttering his voice.
He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said.
This is such bullshit. You know, you wonder why, you know, people from my side don't like him. Because he does such a stupid thing like that. I found myself defending Trump as of late, right? You know, liberals say, oh, he's such an idiot, build a wall. And I say, no, that's not so stupid. He wants to not take in the refugees. What an asshole. All right. I mean, yes, we should take in the Syrian refugees, but we should be careful when we do it. Oh, my God, you racist, bigoted idiot. And I say, no. They're like, you side with Donald Trump. You know, get rid of the TPP. Yeah, why not? But then you do something like this, Donald. You can pick on the Mexicans. You can pick on the blacks. You can pick on the Chinese and pretend you love them all. But at the end of the day, I don't think America should stand or will stand for a bully of the disabled. My father teaches disabled children. It's not funny. That's a poor-tasted joke, right? When we hear comedians, you know, you make a Jewish joke, you make a black joke, all right, everyone laughs. I don't hear Amy Schumer telling, you know, so this guy in his wheelchair, no. It is fucked up down to its core, and Donald Trump is now, you know, trying to play it off, Mr. Macho Man. He wants an apology. Eat shit. Seriously, go take your freaky toupee and go eat shit, because you're a dumb twit and you're an asshole. So, aside now from Donald Trump, I want to move on to Hillary Clinton. I never got to talk about Hillary Clinton in the second debate. When she was asked a question and was magically able to weasel her way around the question and talk about 9/11. And I said from the start, I was sitting in my AP Government and Politics class. We were watching the reruns on, and I was sitting next to my buddy, and I said, hey, do you remember that scene from Family Guy when Lois Griffin is like 9/11 and everyone starts to cheer? And I was like, this is just like that. Well, some asshole from Now This Is Politics, the page, which I recommend everyone goes and likes. They make really funny videos. and they're not a sponsor, just, give them a shout out. But they got 10 million views on a little video they put together. So I'm going to play that video, and I think you'll laugh. But then I'm going to talk about the actual insanity behind what Hillary Clinton did and how manipulative she is. All right, here, take a listen.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
Undecided voters are the biggest idiots on the planet. Try giving short, simple answers.
I represented New York, and I represented New York on 9/11. When we were attacked, where were we attacked? We were attacked in downtown Manhattan, where Wall Street is.
Mrs. Griffin, what are your plans for cleaning up our environment?
9/11. I did spend a whole lot of time and effort helping them rebuild. That was good for New York, it was good for the economy, and it was a way to rebuke the terrorists who had attacked our country.
I agree with that.
I can't believe how easy this is.
Okay, so I'm going to take credit for that. I did that, okay? That was me. I made that joke originally, and it was copied by Now This Is Politics. That was my joke. Still taking credit for it. But besides that, very true. Hillary Clinton, the question was about fixing the economy. She responded with 9/11. Oops, sorry. I just want to play it again, if I can find it. Here, what are your plans for fixing the environment? She's just going to talk about 9/11. Here.
Spent a whole lot of time and effort helping them rebuild. That was good for New York, it was good for the economy, and it was a way to rebuke the terrorists who had attacked our country.
What? Go listen to the original question. It was about how are you going to help rebuild the economy, just what she referenced there. And she brought it back to her strong point, Bernie's weak point, foreign policy, right? Which is amazing to me, right? We're told by the media that Hillary Clinton's strong point is her foreign policy, when everywhere she's gone is turned to shambles, literally up in flames and in shit. The whole Bush lied, thousands died. I am so on the verge of that one, right? I'm on the verge of saying, it's bullshit. It's still part of my conspiracy liberalness still says that's true, so I'm not going to denounce that. But his there's a video that goes around, prophetic statement about how if we pull out too soon, a worse group will rise. And under the Obama administration, we've done that. Now, it was ordered under the Bush administration, so let's not forget that, right? Obama likes to take credit for the fact that he ended the war in Iraq, but it was Bush who did that. It was just under Obama's presidency. And now that it's turning to shit, I guarantee you're going to see a sway in how Obama presents the fact that it wasn't him who ended Iraq, it was Bush. I'm positive there will be a twist to that. But here's the point, is that Hillary Clinton just dodged a question and people ate it up because she's a hawk. She's an asshole. She's no better than a Trump twit. She's the classic American politician. And the only difference is she's got a vagina. And that might take her all the way to the White House. So, unfortunately, I am scared because you want an answer. Bernie Sanders gives answers. Bernie Sanders gives answers that are real, and he doesn't bullshit. We like to say Trump doesn't bullshit. Bernie doesn't BS. And people ask him about the economy. He gives a straight answer. He is a man, straight shooter. You want to shoot the shit with Bernie? He does. Now, we're going to go to break soon, but before that, I want to talk about an interesting duo that came together. Amazing. I would never see it coming, but two unlikely friends met up, and he gave a very passionate speech for my man Bernie. So I'm going to play it. And you might recognize his voice. I've played one of the song that made him famous. It's called Reagan. You can look it up. But this is rapper Killer Mike giving a more than passionate speech supporting Bernie Sanders. And I think, this could be the beginning of the change, right? Where the old white man finally gets the minority vote. Because Bernie's policies, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But here's the video.
As I read the Atlanta Journal-Constitution's comments about me speaking tonight, one jumped out at me and it broke my heart. It says, I don't listen to rap and I'll no longer be listening to Bernie Sanders. And I just want to say that whoever wrote that, before I was a rapper, I was a son of Atlanta. Before I ever wrote one rhyming word on paper, before that, I was a black man in America. And before I ever learned how to dance a jig, I gave a damn about American politics. I gave a damn about the people of America, and I took to the streets and I advocated. So, I know I'm preaching to the choir tonight. I know there are not a lot of voices of dissension out there. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but I'm here to tell you, stay encouraged, stay invigorated, stay bold, stay confronting bullshit at every turn. Make sure that wherever you go, you take the name, the ideas, the philosophy, and the ideology of Bernie Sanders there, and you make sure when you leave, they are on fire because they have felt the burn. You take the name, the ideas, the philosophy, and the ideology of Bernie Sanders there, and you make sure when you leave, they are on fire because they have felt the burn. Because they have felt the burn. Because they have felt the burn. Because they have felt the burn.
Hell yeah. They have felt the burn. That was a fucking wicked thing to do. Okay, so I'm going to play one more video clip that had me laughing hysterically. And then I'm going to go to break. And then we're going to get into some deeper issues. We're going to talk about All Lives Matter, and we're going to talk about transgender bathrooms. But first, I want to play, it was amazing. Somebody put together a wonderful rap. Some DJ did it. It's with Rolling Stone magazine on their Facebook. All right, so here it is. This is Burn It Up.
Today we say, raise animal slaves, we have the guts to take this campaign. This great nation belongs to us, and let me tell you something. Enough is enough. Burn it up. Come together with the middle class, with the young unemployed. Turn it up. Come together. Yo, Illinois, thanks. How can you go? CEOs, the wealthy have grown. Greed. How can you go? The rich, 1%. I oppose, and the cocktail parties are not real America. We have an agenda to bring people together. The millionaires, the top 1%, national debt. Whoa, here we go again. Burn it up. Come together with the middle class, with the young unemployed. Turn it up. Oh my goodness. Yo, Illinois. Produced in China doesn't matter to you. Offshore industry jobs doesn't matter to you. Billionaire tax breaks matter to you. Income inequality, the great world issue. The country clubs way out of punch. Let me tell you something. Enough is enough. Burn it up. Come together with the middle class, with the young unemployed. Turn it up. Yo, Illinois, that is what this campaign is about.
So that had me laughing. All right. My name is Bryce Robbins. This is Opinion Nation. And when we get back, we are going to talk about some more serious issues that I saw, that I debated at the JSA program I talked about. All right. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
We will never fully understand what we've asked of our military service members or their families, asking them to put themselves in harm's way, to endure it all. But we do understand that it's our turn, our duty, to keep them secure for the rest of their lives. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs help our most severely ill or injured veterans live independently, at no cost, for life, so that they might stand at ease. Join us at findwwp.org.
The staff of K98 Talk and the Spark Radio Network is proud to announce that our very own Rowdy Rick Robinson has been selected as one of the top conservative talk show hosts in the nation for his program America Off the Rail. Again, congratulations to Rowdy Rick Robinson for a job well done and another reason to stay connected to K98 Talk and the Spark Radio Network.
Wake up, America.
The biggest threat in those days were from factions seizing control of the governing apparatus and making decisions that were in their interests. Today, we call factions political parties. George Washington himself warned the nation about the dangers of factions in his farewell address.
Office hours with Dr. A, 3 p.m. on Sundays, K98 Talk. We've got something to say to you, America.
Wondering why you're up early with us on a Sunday morning making a cocktail? News lately got you drinking? Hung over from the mainstream media by Sunday? We are, and we got you covered.
We sure do. We got your hangover cure for those weekly news blues. So sit back, top off your mimosa, and add some Baileys to that coffee.
Take a match to your copy of the New York Times. Light, funny, and oh yeah, news with booze.
And a lot of laughter.
Welcome to Bloody Marys and Broadsheets.
All right, welcome back. You know, sometimes I like to listen to myself, not just in general, although I do. I love to hear myself talk. I'm the best. But sometimes I like to listen to how I sound on the radio. And I must say, it is frightening how dry I can sound sometimes. It sounds like an NPR radio host. I do listen to NPR a lot. I'm a boring old man. My friends get in the car and they say, turn on the radio. And I'm like, okay. And I hit NPR. And I listen to sad stories. I was listening to a sad story about some Sudan refugee telling his story about being a refugee. My friends say, what the fuck is this? But I must say, I kind of sounded like that when I was leaving. So I'll try to spice it up a little bit more and a little better. But that Bernie Sanders video, come on, that was funny. All right, so now let's get into the topic, All Lives Matter versus Black Lives Matter. So recently, and I'm talking last Saturday, I had the pleasure of going to JSA. And at JSA, the first debate, the biggest debate there, was the debate All Lives Matter versus Black Lives Matter. And the sad part was that the main speaker at this debate was yours truly. And I was the main speaker on the side, All Lives Matter. And in my research, I found it interesting. I found the argument interesting. The saying Black Lives Matter, I do not have a problem with. I don't. And I can get behind it. I like the notion All Lives Matter preferable, but when you look at it in context, what the situation is, I understand the movement Black Lives Matter. What I don't understand, though, is I don't think it's what Martin Luther King would have wanted. And one of the chapters at JSA is predominantly African American. So guess who showed up to my debate? So thus, guess who lost their debate? But that's okay, because I managed to swing a couple people's opinions. One boy got up instead and said, "How can we have equality if what we are preaching is the exact opposite of it?" And it's dawned on me before, and it's dawned on me again, that the way to truly have equality is not right or wrong with another wrong, is not prompt more inequality to justify inequality, right? More inequality just on the other side doesn't favor you. It just creates more inequality, more polarization, and more separation. So, interestingly enough, I'm going to jump back and forth here, but one of the keynote speakers at this event was New Jersey Congressman and Democrat Frank Pallone. So he took questions. And I had nothing better to ask him because I know he's a Democrat. I know what his views are. But I was curious just to get a little rile out of the room. I stood up and I got in line and I asked the question, "Congressman, I was just in the debate, all lives matter is preferable to Black Lives Matter. And my question to you is exactly that. What do you prefer? Do all lives matter or Black Lives Matter?" And Frank Pallone gave me the best political answer he could have. It was such a politician's answer. He actually, I might be able to find the clip. Essentially, what he says is that it's both. Here, actually, I do have the clip. Someone took a video of me asking questions, so here it is. I'm going to play it.
So I was just in the debate, all lives matter versus Black Lives Matter. And I'm curious your response. All lives matter or Black Lives Matter? All lives matter and Black Lives Matter. What do you mean? That's it. That's the easy answer. All right.
That's an easy answer. He said, it's simple. That's an easy question. Both. All lives matter and Black Lives Matter. But that's not the point, Frank Pallone. That's not the point, Congressman. Your answer was the DC dip and twirl. You just danced around the question because you didn't want to answer the question. If by saying both would assume then all. You see, this is what I don't like about politicians. You don't get an answer. And this is why Trump is doing so well, at least up until now. He'll give you a straight answer. And this is why I like Bernie. He'll give you a straight answer. The first step in solving a problem is acknowledging that there is one. And if we really want to acknowledge the problem of the whole what Black Lives Matter is it is not inclusive, the term Black Lives Matter. And could you imagine if we had a protest that was an all lives matter protest after, some cop kills some kid or some guy kills some cop or whatever? People, regardless of their race, could just stand together and just say, you know what? All lives matter. But instead, Frank Pallone, you gave me an answer that did nothing to solve the problem, did nothing to change the issue, did nothing to make people think. And for that reason, you didn't do your job to incite the public, to make them, have a better idea of the issue. You just kind of hid behind it by saying, well, that's a silly question, you little whippersnapper. Both all lives matter and Black Lives Matter. No, there's a difference. And to say both doesn't make sense. Clearly, they are two different things. One is specific to one race and is in, response to police brutality and is in response to the subjugation of African Americans in our society. The other one is in response to that and is saying, no, stop this, all lives matter. No reverse racism. And I'm going to stand with that one. Yes, while it is important to acknowledge that Black Americans, African Americans, have been, marginalized in this country, If we want true equality, we must embrace true equality. And if that's what Martin Luther King would have wanted, I that's what I genuinely feel. All right, but then we got. I'm just going to get off that topic. I'm going to talk about. Oh, and by the way, in the coming weeks, I'm going to have more guests on. That's going to be a hot topic. Another topic that I was the main speaker of the debate was public schools should provide gender-neutral bathrooms for transgenders. And my friend said, "Oh, Bryce, how are you going to spin this one so you don't come off as a total asshole?" And I gave an interesting argument. First, I gave Rick's argument. You know, is this no different than telling black people that they have to use a different bathroom? That didn't fly. That didn't work. I thought that's a great argument. Didn't work. Then I got into a personal argument. One of my best friend's sisters, who used to be a brother, now a sister, transgender, had to leave our school because she was bullied. And you see, that to me right there is backwards, right? The bully, the victim, is moved from their environment because they were the subject of bullying, rather than the bullies being moved. That's like taking, a victim of the crime and moving them to jail instead of the criminal. So I said that by building transgender bathrooms and giving transgender children, an escape route, because apparently the issue is that they get bullied and they might feel uncomfortable in those bathrooms. The problem is not that they are, they don't have a bathroom to go to. The problem is that they don't feel comfortable in the bathroom. And by addressing it, by just merely giving them a different bathroom, doesn't address the problem. It just puts a Band-Aid on it. Because if you're going to tell me that bullying only takes place in a bathroom and not at home, not with their friends or peers, then you're going to sell me the Brooklyn Bridge. That, all of a sudden you walk into the bathroom and it's this bully zone? No. The problem is much wider than that. If you want to stop the bullying of transgender kids, which I'm all for, then what we need is education. Okay? Tolerance, education. And when a kid does bully someone who is transgender or of any, difference, then fuck that kid. Not the kid who's not the victim, right? Don't fuck the victim, fuck the bully. And I feel like in our quest to become politically correct and liberal out of control, we forget that there's the problem. It's like a knee-jerk reaction is building a transgender bathroom. And I said in my speech, look, there's boys and girls. And personally, I'm straight. And then a bunch of kids said, no, you're cisgender, which apparently means straight. And I said, cisgender? No, fuck that. Fuck political correctness. I'm sick of all these names. I'm sick of all these labels. I don't understand why we even have the term transgender, bisexual, gay, lesbian, straight. Enough with all these terms. So I said that. And I said, I don't understand. Why can't we just be happy with who we are? Why can't we just call it for what it is? We are sexual creatures, right? Why can't we just embrace, who we love, what we love, and how we love, and just, it's none of anyone's business except between them and their partners. So whether you're gay, bisexual, I don't care. You're just sexual to me. I don't need what you are. I don't care. And it's amazing. The people of these, a lot of these teenagers who are, the big LGBTQ supporters were saying, oh, how hard it must be for you to, have to remember all these labels. I looked it up. There's pansexual, bisexual, asexual, there's transsexual, there's every type of thing under the sun, and we need to respect them all. And we need to give recognition to them all. And they make up 1% of the population, or less. And I don't understand why it's not unified. Why they don't just push for a movement. It's kind of like all lives matter. Why don't you just say, sexual people of all kind matter? It's ridiculous. And it defeats the oomph of their movement. And I really think it's bad. And I think in both respects between Black Lives Matter and the LGBT movement, they need to realize that if you segregate off into different groups, it turns people away and it doesn't help your cause. If you take the argument as a unification tool, right, and say, I am a transgender woman and I am now a man and I should use the men's bathroom because I am equal, that's how you win. If you say all lives matter, so let's stop police brutality, let's stop whatever, that is how you win. But by saying Black Lives Matter and then burning down a city, and by saying we need transgender bathrooms and we need to respect put everybody's sexuality on an application and getting rid of the idea of boys and girls is ridiculous. I hate and detest the notion that I have to be ashamed that I am a straight male. That is what our society is coming to. That, if I am a boy and I like trucks, well, that's a bad thing. I should be playing with dolls too. I mean, I said it before, and it is so politically incorrect, but like I said in my speech, fuck political correctness. We live in a time where it's not okay to be who you are. And there's always something wrong. So, especially if you're the majority. So, unfortunately for me, and fortunately for me, I'm a white male, and I'm straight. So I don't really have any cards to play that get me into the minority group, except for the fact that I'm Jewish. But the problem here is that these groups don't want to unify, assimilate. They want something different. And it's not respect. It's recognition of the bizarre. I'm not calling transgenders bizarre. I'm calling what their call to action is bizarre. Oh, we need a bathroom. We need to be on this application. But why? Like, if you want to be equal, embrace equality, not segregation. And I think that's what the root is. And I think it's misguided. And I think a lot of what these people are doing are knee-jerk reactions. All right, so I made enough inflammatory statements for the day, I would say. And I think I'm going to go hit the hay because it's 12 o'clock and I have work to do. I have to remember my lines for a school play for next week. So I'm probably going to go rush to do that and finish applying to colleges because I still have to do that. And I must say, having a radio show as a 17-year-old really does fucking help on a college interview. I talked for a good 45 minutes with I talked for 45 minutes, but I talked for a good 15 minutes with the admissions lady from GW. So thanks, Rick. Thanks, K98. You gave me a great talking piece. All right, I'm Bryce Robbins. You can find me on my Twitter at RobbinsBryce. That's ROBINSBRYCE. And here's a crazy one. I want to become Instagram famous. I want to get 300 likes. That's what I consider Instagram famous on my posts. So follow me on Instagram. I'm Sylvan_Robbins. That's SYLVAN_Robbins. Follow me on Instagram. I want more followers. I am a millennial. I have the right. Okay, and you can also catch the page, of course, at Opinion Nation News or Opinion Nation, whichever you prefer. But be sure to be back here 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, AM, of course, for the next episode of Opinion Nation, where we will have guests and we will tackle some big issues. So I will see you then. Till then, stay classy, San Diego.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.